You tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm gonna guess that for a lot of us, writing started off easy and fun even. You probably always had a way with words. You always loved stories. And when you wrote, it seemed so intuitive and so obvious. Because no one was looking, it was a private joy with zero stakes. But then what happened? Well, you probably started to take yourself and your writing seriously.
I'm a writer.
A writer?
And that meant either you started to share your work, or else you started minimizing your work or coming up with excuses not to share it. Either way, fear started creeping in and you started to feel vulnerable. Like, yes, you're a writer, but not a, quote, real writer. Yes, you wrote something, but it's not, quote, real writing. But why do we feel that way? Well, we feel that way because in sharing our work, we cross a threshold that feels dangerous. And crossing that threshold can feel like we are risking our own safety. Like the phrase, quote, breaking into film or publishing or art, it not only connotes the use of force, it also connotes a sense of doing something illegal, a sense of trying to get away with something. All those feelings, fear and guilt and uncertainty, are very, very real. But here's the thing. The imposter complex, that overwhelming, paralyzing fear, the one that keeps you from sharing your work or that haunts you once you do, is, I want to argue, an encounter with the archetype of the trickster. What's the trickster? The trickster is the kind of guardian that appears at thresholds where treasure is hidden. One more time. The trickster is the kind of guardian that appears at thresholds where treasure is hidden.
He went that way.
And here are two quick examples of tricksters in mythology. The first is from West Africa, about Anansi the spider. In one story, Anansi tries to gather all the wisdom in the world into a single pot. But inevitably, the pot breaks and the wisdom spills all over the ground. The second story from North America is the story of Coyote stealing fire from the gods. In this story, Coyote risks his life to take a flaming branch from the gods who live high up in the mountains. Aware now of how fire is made, Coyote teaches humans to rub two sticks together, thus coaxing out fire from its hiding place. In both these stories, tricksters appear at thresholds that hide treasures. In Anansi's story, the threshold is the pot itself. It's the boundary between striving for total, isolating knowledge and accepting necessary imperfection. Anansi represents the voice in your head demanding that you know everything, that you must be perfect. But the pot breaks, and that's the point. Wisdom is meant to be dispersed, not hoarded. This beautiful truth means that not only you, the writer, don't have to be all-knowing to contribute meaningfully, but also that, quote, real writers are working with broken pots as well. In Coyote's story, stealing the fire mirrors the courage it takes to create. It feels audacious, dangerous even.
Even the cover looked like the Catcher in the Rye.
That's how you become great, man.
Once you've done it, once you've put your own creativity out into the world, there's a fear of being found out, a sense of being on the run.
Listen, did those manuscripts get... Oh, they did!
The anxiety and fear of exposure can be overwhelming, but the myth is ultimately triumphant, because Coyote may bring the danger of exposure, but his true gift is the repeatable human skill of creation. So what's the takeaway? The takeaway is to reframe the experience of imposter syndrome. The experience is real, yes, because you are breaking through a threshold, which means those feelings, the overwhelming guilt and paralyzing fear, are not just inevitable, they might even be helpful. Because when you put your work out there, you're offering something that is uniquely yours, which means there's nowhere to hide. And that lack of a hiding place is exactly the trickster's gift. It strips away the illusion of needing perfect knowledge or a safe retreat. The only way forward is to do it anyway, to face yourself and to step into the unknown. And who knows, on the other side of that threshold, you may find yourself remade, unrecognizable even to yourself, because your work doesn't just reveal the world, it also reveals you. And in that audacious act of creation, however fleeting and however incomplete, lies the one treasure only your voice can give. As always, please take anything that's helpful and disregard the rest.